Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, November 1st, and yes, I said November. Crazy. I'm Krista McDonald, and it's great to have you with us as we end another week here in Norwood. This week on Norwood News, we check in with Kerry McCarthy to see all of the upcoming events at the Senior Center in November. Ron Marshalsea wraps up the fall sports regular season, and we hear from Graham Stetson from Friends of Norwood Center. But first, Assistant Director of the Norwood Recreation Department, Sam White, fills us in on the progress of the Tyler Lawrence Playground at the Norwood Airport, as well as the current status of the Hawes Pool construction.
Hi Norwood, Sam White here, Assistant Director of the Norwood Recreation Department. I'm here at the Norwood Memorial Airport. Just behind me, we are prepping the Tyler Lawrence Playground that will be set in place hopefully by the end of this year. The DPW has done a fantastic job of excavating the whole property, and we're excited to get the rubber poured and the playground equipment in. On another note, Hawes Pool concrete has been poured. The whole shell of the pool is now in place. We are excited that they are starting the rebar process on the pump room and the underground plumbing. In the next few weeks, they will be pouring the deck, so the full pool shell and the deck will be completed, and we can't wait for that. And that's all for now. More updates to come.
President of the Friends of Norwood Center, Graham Stetson, has information about some exciting events coming up this holiday season.
Norwood is set to sparkle this holiday season with the launch of the first annual Norwood Window Competition. This community-driven event, organized by the Rotary Club of Norwood and the Friends of Norwood Center, brings together the creativity and spirit of our local businesses, promising to be a seasonal highlight that adds a colorful touch to the town. All local Norwood businesses are invited to participate in this friendly and festive competition, showcasing their creative flair. The event kicks off on Small Business Saturday, November 30th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Locals and visitors can take a leisurely stroll through Norwood Center to admire the beautifully decorated storefronts, each capturing the magic of winter through different themes. A panel of local judges will award prizes in 3 categories: Most Original, Most Local, and Most Whimsical. But that's not all. The community will also have a say. Everyone can cast their vote for the People's Choice Award, making this event a true reflection of the town's collective spirit. Voting for the competition will be open from November 30th to December 15th, allowing everyone ample time to explore the displays and choose their favorites. Winners will be announced on December 18th, uniting the community and celebrating the creativity and hard work of Norwood's businesses. Whether you're a business owner, resident, or visiting our small town, this event offers something for everyone. More than just a contest, this event is an opportunity to support local businesses, enjoy the holiday spirit, and become part of a new Norwood tradition. Stay tuned for a list and map of participating businesses.
Inflation in Massachusetts has skyrocketed, and many are trying to understand what's driving these changes. Last week, members of the Neponset River Regional Chamber held an event at the Grazina event space at 83 Moore Street to discuss some of the major concerns, including the cost of housing, outmigration, and high inflation. President and CEO of the Neponset River Regional Chamber, Tom O'Rourke, recaps the discussion.
I'm Tom O'Rourke. I'm the president of the Neponset River Regional Chamber, and we are here at Grazina Event Space at the Norwood Space Center, where we just had our annual Chamber Talks event, where we bring together experts on various subjects to talk with our members about issues that impact the business community throughout the region. We had a bunch of members of the Chamber here today, so there are different business people from different types of businesses. We had bankers, real estate, finance folks, a variety of different types of businesses here in the audience. These are topics that a lot of people are dealing with these days. Norwood in particular and some of the surrounding communities are talking a lot about housing. How do we deal with it? How do we deal with the MBTA Community Act? How do we deal with finding people to go into the trades? How do we deal with people leaving the state? The cost of living in Massachusetts is the highest in the country. So our experts that we had today were able to address a lot of these issues and answer a lot of questions that people had. I'm just always amazed at the level of expertise that the speakers bring with them. They're really experts in their field, and they were able to work with each other and kind of bounce ideas off each other that supplemented what each one was doing.
When Norwood News returns, Clayton Cheever has Norwood's moral moment, and Ron Marshalsea updates us on some Mustang wins.
Castle Island Brewing and Friends of Norwood Center have once again teamed up to bring you the 4th annual Fall Crawl on Wednesday, November the 13th. Starting at 7 p.m., you will meet your fellow crawlers at a designated location, pick up your limited edition tote bag, and snag some fun Castle Island Brewing swag. Each hour, we will move to the next stop on the crawl. Stops include Conrad's, Lewis's, Limey's, and Napper Tandy's. Tickets are $25 and all proceeds will go to Friends of Norwood Center, a local, all-volunteer nonprofit that works to support and energize the downtown experience for everyone. Sign up today and have fun while supporting local. See you there.
It's the start of a new month, and Library Director Clayton Cheever is back with November's edition of Moral Moment.
Greetings, library lovers. Welcome to the Morrill Memorial Library, Norwood's public library for everyone. I'm Clayton Cheever. I use he, his pronouns, and I'm your library director. Every Tuesday at 10, Ms. Nicole presents a story time for preschoolers where she introduces 2 letters, reads books, and shares activities that feature the letters of the week. We call it Alphabits because it's where people ages 2 to 5 come to learn their ABCs bit by bit. I am happy to announce our latest Artist in Residence program, sponsored by the Norwood Cultural Council. On Tuesday evening, November 12th, our 2024 artist, local drag performer Ms. Diamond Wigfall, will host a screening and discussion of the legendary documentary about gay ball culture, Paris is Burning. Then, on Monday evening, November 18th, Ms. Wigfall will return for a talk called The Business of Drag. In this program, you'll learn about the economics of the drag business. Registration is required for both of these programs, so make sure you reserve your seat while one's still available. Age-appropriate programs with our artists for kids and teens will be announced in the new year. Our late fall musical Sunday concert series is kicking off on the 17th with the Alex Minassian Jazz Trio. I am really excited about our lineup this year. Alex is a phenomenal piano player who has performed in most of this country's most famous jazz rooms, including the Lincoln Center, the Village Vanguard, the Apollo, and so many others. On Sunday the 24th, we'll be graced by the folk duo Hungry Town. Rebecca Hall and Ken Anderson are true masters of their craft. I promise you will not be disappointed. Both shows start at 3 in the afternoon and registration is required. They're made possible by the library's endowment fund, for which we are so grateful. Have you discovered the binge passes in Hoopla yet? If you like ebooks, streaming audiobooks, streaming music and video, I hope you're a regular Hoopla user. This is a free service I really like because it has great content and there's never any waiting. Everything on Hoopla is always instantly available. Hidden under the Browse menu when you visit the website and on the far right of the sliding row that starts with audiobooks and comics in the app is a link to discover binge passes. There are over 24 varieties of binge passes and each provides 7 days of unlimited access to their content. Here you'll find lots for kids including Pinkalicious, Fancy Nancy, and R.L. Stein's Spine Chillers, as well as Hallmark Plus, indie flicks, music lessons, lots of amazing concert recordings from Medici TV, and much more. Find your next free binging streaming obsession today. Are you ready to dive into some fantastic reads? Whether you're young or young at heart, we've got something special for everyone, so let's jump in. The rhythmic and inspiring How to Sing a Song by Newbery Award winner Kwame Alexander and Randy Preston, illustrated by Caldecott honoree Melissa Sweet, is a guide that elevates musical storytelling, teaching us how to blend poetry and melody seamlessly. Be inspired to infuse your creative journey with harmony and soul in this delightful book. Transferring from personal creativity to fantastic adventures, The Extraordinary Disappointments of Leopold Berry by Ransom Riggs tells the tale of a 17-year-old navigating life's ups and downs. With unique characters and an imaginative plot, this book waxes nostalgic for VHS tapes, fantasy television, and a Los Angeles with surprises at every turn. When you're never the chosen one, sometimes you have to choose yourself. For more experienced readers, I brought the next 2. We dive into the complexities of relationships and secrets with The Paper Palace by Miranda Cowley Heller. Set against a backdrop of summer heat, this deeply emotional narrative explores love, loyalty, and betrayal. Gripping and thought-provoking, this is a good read to fall into as the nights get longer. Finally, broaden your horizons with The Rediscovery of America, Native Peoples and the Unmaking of U.S. History by Ned Blackhawk. This heavy book offers an enlightening perspective on the history and contributions of indigenous peoples to American culture. Challenging conventional narratives, Blackhawk provides a rich, nuanced understanding of America's past and is essential reading for anyone interested in history and cultural studies. Check it out. As things cool down and we spend more time inside, many of us enjoy the challenge of assembling jigsaw puzzles. Like this one, that remind us of other places and times. We have a very large collection of puzzles to keep you busy all fall and winter long. Our puzzles and so many other great games, tools, musical instruments, and more that you can check out can be found in our Library of Things. Visit our website and browse our Library of Things from the Books and More menu to see what other treasures we have waiting for you. Before I sign off, I want to thank our dear friends of the library. Their fall book sale last month was a wonderful success, and anytime the library is open, you can browse their ongoing book sale in the nook just by the door to our parking lot. The Friends provide program support throughout the year, including the funds for crafts and supplies for programs for kids and teens. This month, they're also supporting the adult program on the 21st for aspiring authors. I hope you'll register and bring all your writing friends to learn how to publish your book with 3 authors from the New England Indie Authors Collective. Please, make sure you have an active membership in the Friends and support them whenever possible, as they make possible so much of what we present here. We are so grateful for all the support. That's a wrap for this Moral Moment. I'm Clayton Cheever, your guide through the wonders of the library, wishing you a novel November. We can't wait to see you at the library.
Carrie McCarthy, Director of the Senior Center, has the full rundown of all the November activities happening at the Norwood Senior Center.
Hi everybody, Carrie McCarthy, the Director of the Norwood Senior Center and Council on Aging. I'm here to give you a few updates for the month of November. On November 4th, we are going to have an AARP tax preparer here to give you an update on what to get ready for the upcoming tax season. On Friday, November 8th, we're going to have a fall social with entertainment by Colleen Marshall. She's a singer, and we'll have some fall snacks and just socialize and have a great afternoon. Following that, on November 12th, Blue Cross Blue Shield will be here to give you an update on open enrollment. It is open enrollment time. So Blue Cross Blue Shield is going to walk you through the process and let you know what new products they have in store. And then finally, on November 22nd is our annual Thanksgiving dinner. We will be doing sign-ups and registration for that on November 6th, on Wednesday. So please call, because it does fill up quickly. We hope you have a great month of November, and we hope to see you here at the center.
On this segment of Sweet Treats with Keeks, Kiki visits one bistro at the 4 Points Sheraton to sample some brand new fall desserts.
Hey guys, welcome back to Sweet Treats with Keeks. I'm down at the One Bistro off Route 1, the 4 Points Sheraton, and I'm here to try out some seasonal fall desserts. Let's go have a look. Hey everyone, I'm here inside the One Bistro. I'm waiting for Chef Katie to bring out some new fall desserts that I'm gonna try out. And I heard there's a lava cake, and that's one of my top favorite desserts, so really looking forward to that. Whoa.
So these are our 2 seasonal desserts.
Very nice.
This is an apple cider bundt cake with salted caramel gelato and a bourbon caramel apple compote. And this is a pumpkin croissant bread pudding with a pecan praline caramel sauce and vanilla gelato.
Wow, very interesting. I don't think I've ever had anything like this.
And then this is our most popular dessert. This is our heavenly creation. It's creme brulee with a miniature chocolate molten cake on top.
Wow, look at that. This is all so beautiful. I love the representation of it all. It's so bright, and you just want to dig in here. All right. What was this one called again?
That's the pumpkin praline bread pudding.
Pumpkin praline bread pudding.
Yes.
It's a mouthful, folks. It's a mouthful. Oh, that smell, it just feels like I'm walking into my Thanksgiving dinner, like with my family. That right there is unbelievable. The flavors of it, it just feels so fresh. It tastes so fresh. The consistency, this is one of my favorite. It's almost, it gives that pudding, but you also have like the cakiness to it. That is unbelievable. Really like that one. Now we're moving on to, you said creme brulee, right?
Yep, creme brulee with molten cake on top.
Is there like the lava cake in there, the lava stuff?
Yes, it's the best part.
Now you might want to zoom in on this. Wow, that is just beautiful. I don't think I've ever had creme brulee before.
Really?
No. So this is
It's
going to be
one of our
new...
most popular.
Okay. Wow. Got like a toasty flavor to it.
Yep, that's the torch sugar on top.
Wow, this is really tasty. Very good. Take one more. Look at these massive bites. That's like a really good comfort type of food if you're really looking for that. It all goes really well with the chocolate mixed with the creme brulee. That is phenomenal. Let me get a little bit of just the creme brulee. And actually, this is like my favorite time of the day to try desserts.
Perfect.
Like I don't know, something about the morning and desserts. Very light. That's beautiful. Love that. Now, did you create these? Like come up with them yourself?
These two, yes.
Okay.
So this is always on our menu, but we change out seasonal desserts like winter, spring, fall, summer.
Got you. So these are like new fall.
Yes, yes.
Very nice. And can you just tell me this one again?
Yep, that's an apple cider bundt cake with caramel gelato and a bourbon apple compote.
Ooh. Let's dig in here. Let me try a little bit of this first. Oh, that is outstanding. It's the perfect amount of sweet, but also salty. What was this, caramel you said, right?
Salted caramel.
Now I'm gonna mix that with the bundt cake. Like the crispiness outside and the softness inside, it's just what I love. Very good. Very, it's kind of reminding me of this in a way. Take another on the inside here. I'm sorry, I'm pretty silent here because you can see that these are just like the perfect like comfort food for the fall season. Maybe you want to zoom in on this here, on the inside. The coldness of the ice cream and the warmth of the cake, it's just a perfect combination, honestly. Let's put a little bit of the apple. Comfort. Comfort on a plate. I would have to say this right here is my favorite. What was
Good
this called
choice.
again? I'm sorry.
That's the pumpkin praline bread pudding.
Yeah, no, this is definitely my favorite. All of them are beautiful. So thank you so much, Chef Katie. This was so fun. I loved every second of this. All these desserts are phenomenal. The perfect fall comfort food. Come on down to One Bistro. They're available throughout the fall season. Give them a try. This was my favorite, by the way. The praline bread pudding. Cheers.
Now we're going to toss it over to Sophie Brogadier for the latest in school news.
I'm Sophie Brogadier and I'm a sophomore at Norwood High School. Let's take a look at what's happening in our Norwood schools. In Norwood High School news, the school will host the first wellness fair on Saturday, November 2nd. Organized by the Norwood Public Schools and Impact Norwood, the free event is from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and will include informational booths, food, kids' fun run, and games. This event will showcase what local organizations and businesses are doing to promote the many dimensions of well-being. Last Friday, the Coakley Middle School hosted its second annual Halloween dance. The ghouls and goblins definitely got their groove on. Students wore costumes ranging from Scooby-Doo to Minions and everything in between. Principal Dr. Margot Frazek thanks the parents that donated snacks and decorations and helped out with the fun, and many teachers that stayed to chaperone, and a great group of juniors and seniors from NHS that helped out. They were great DJs with music, giving out snacks, and helping everyone have a good time. The Oldham School PTO sponsored their first enrichment experience this week. The school enjoyed the Ooch experience. Ooch is an amazing yo-yo performer who shows off his skills as he intertwines life lessons. He wowed the school with all his tricks and gave some wonderful advice on how to work through a mistake. The Callahan School organized an author to visit. Jerry Pilata is the author of the Who Would Win series. He talked to students about how he came up with his ideas for writing. He also showed pictures of the trips he took that gave him the ideas of some of his books. Last week at the Cleveland School, Norwood School Nutrition hosted a Discovery Kitchen cooking cart event for the 5th graders. Erica Rodriguez, the Student Engagement Manager of Norwood Nutrition, alongside the Director of Norwood Nutrition, Eli Norris, demonstrated how to cook chicken stir-fry using their Discovery Kitchen cart. This event was an interactive demonstration which allowed students to get hands-on. After the cooking was completed, students enjoyed a sample of the chicken stir-fry and received a recipe card to take home to share. At the Prescott School, the sun was shining this week at the Brian Killian Outdoor Classroom when the Norwood School Nutrition met with 2nd graders to teach them about the life cycle of basil and tested their food knowledge by asking, "What is basil?" Students were taken through each part of the life cycle and got their hands dirty when they planted their own basil seeds. Students explored what a fully grown basil plant looks like, as well as harvested basil to learn the smell and texture. They decorated, they learned, they planted. We can't wait to see the crop of fresh basil when the harvest is ready at the Prescott School. In fine arts news, the elementary instrumental program is off to a great start. Over 500 students have registered for instrumental lessons this year. This is a record number of elementary instrumental sign-ups. Grade 3 beginning violin students are learning their first notes, while grades 4 and 5 orchestra and band students are preparing for their winter concerts at all 5 elementary schools to be held in December. Playing an instrument has many benefits. It enhances emotional and cognitive development, as well as areas responsible for motor skills, auditory processing, and memory. The teachers, Amy Bedard, James Stone, and Alana Lawrence, are enjoying a wonderful year of making music with the band and orchestra students. The Balch Elementary School held its annual Monster Mash, and families came out in droves on this mild fall night of fun and games. Principal Diane Ferreira thanks her PTO and the CMS 8th grade volunteers for a great event. DJ Joe Spadorsha, a former Balch student, kept the party going all night long. The Balch 2nd graders spent the last few weeks in their library technology classes learning how to open, create, and add text to a Google drawing. Students use shapes, color, resizing, along with their imaginations to assemble wonderfully individualized jack-o'-lanterns. Let's take a look. Also at the Balch, students participated in a whole school assembly called Ooch's Perfectly Imperfect Show. This show was created and performed by Brett Ooch Kunis and paid for by their amazing PTO. Students learned that it is impossible to be perfect, and when they strive for perfection, it often leads to disappointment, anger, and frustration, taking the fun out of learning new things. He used his words, amazing yo-yo skills, and music to get his points across in this highly entertaining and highly energetic performance. Uch encouraged the students to strive for greatness instead. When we make mistakes, we learn. And when we learn, we become even greater. Going for greatness leaves us feeling great. Uch also taught the students what to do when they make a mistake, especially a mistake that hurts another person in the same way. He taught them to first admit it and own it right away by saying, "My mistake, it's all me." This type of action impresses others and helps us to learn to be better versions of ourselves. If it's a big mistake that requires an apology, then you add on by fixing it, by apologizing and cleaning it up in some way. After, you should forgive yourself and learn from it. Thanks again to the PTO for sponsoring this rewarding assembly. Kindergarten students and staff at the Willett Early Childhood Center celebrated the 3 B's of kindergarten with a festive parade this week. They are practicing being safe, being kind, and being respectful. Students were invited to wear costumes of characters and things that represented the 3 B's. The entire school community gathered to share their costumes and celebrate a very successful first 2 months of the school year. That wraps up this week's school news. A big thank you to all the teachers who keep us in the loop with their updates. It really helps us to see the wonderful things happening in our schools. Reporting for Norwood News, I'm Sophie Brogadier, and now here's Ron Marshalsea with the latest in sports.
I'm Ron Marshalsea, and this is your Sports Update. The football team went into Hopkinton last Thursday and won 42-3. I talked in more detail about the win last week, but here's a highlight reel from the big TVL win. The Mustangs sit at number 9 in the MIAA Power Rankings with a 4-3 record. They will be at Holliston on Saturday, November 2nd at 3 o'clock. The field hockey team had a huge win over Canton, handing them just their second loss of the season in a close 3-2 win. Shay Larkey scored the first 2, and Emily Spadorcia ricocheted the ball into the net off a shot from Larkey at the end of the third quarter. Lights out defense from the Mustangs and goalie Ava O'Neill kept the Bulldogs at bay and gave Norwood the win. Norwood Field Hockey also earned back-to-back TVL Large champs with a perfect 14-0 record across the TVL, and the Mustangs were also named the number 1 seed heading into the MIAA tournament. They will be hosting the winner of Melrose and Amherst Pelham Regional on Friday the 1st at 5 o'clock. The boys soccer team concludes their season with a loss to Holliston. They finished 1-14-1 on the season and won the first NHS boys soccer game in a few years. The girls soccer team finishes their season with a loss to Holliston as well. The volleyball team couldn't snag the win in their final game of the season, and they conclude the year with a 2-16 record. Now, if you've been paying attention, you might have noticed some things were a little weird during the last 4 sports updates during October. NCM participated in the Moore Memorial Library's Halloween Hunt, and we were number 6 on the Poltergeist Challenge. The first week, there were some fangs under the helmet of Jack Dwyer, which is probably what people see when they try to tackle him. The second week, a ghost slid its way past the NHS golf team. The third week, we had a witch walk across the background. And finally, last week, we had a mysterious figure creeping up behind me. Shout out to Kiki Thaxter for being the witch and the figure, and thank you to the Moore Memorial Library for letting us participate in the Halloween hunt. Happy Halloween, everyone. And that is all I have for this sports update. I'm Ron Marshallson, and Norwood News will be right back after this break.
Veterans Day is celebrated every year in the 11th month on the 11th day at the 11th hour. This year's ceremonies will begin with a Mass at St. Catherine's at 8 a.m. The annual parade will step off from the Balch at 10. The parade will end at the Town Common, where ceremonies will begin at 10:45. Following the ceremonies, collation will be held at the VFW at 11:45. For those who cannot attend, NCM will be broadcasting the ceremonies at the Common live on the NCM Community Channel. The Board of Health met Monday morning. During their board addenda towards the close of the meeting, board member Joan Jacobs spoke about the closure of Norwood Hospital. Jacobs sat on the Norwood Hospital Community Board of Directors for 20 years.
There's nobody that they can say that will be any way involved until after November 5th.
Yeah.
November 5th is a drop dead date. After November 5th, all bets are off. They can say, they can tell you things, they can say anything they want, but up until
The Health
November 5th.
Department, the Massachusetts Health Department.
Right, and up until November 5th,
sure it
they
has
can't say
legal-
anything. Oh,
legal
ramifications,
issues, yeah.
absolutely.
I'm
There's
sure
so
it
many
does.
fingers in that pie, it's ridiculous. I
Yeah.
don't think you can even see the pie anymore. There's so many fingers in it.
Yeah.
So, right now,
It's basically a wait and see type of thing.
wait and see. After November 5th, as I say, all bets are off. You know, you
I mean, I
just-
can't imagine that they're not gonna do something. They've been putting a lot of work into that building.
There will be a hospital there, but
think
they
they'll-
don't know who.
Oh,
So
well,
it
that's
just-
good to know.
That is good to know.
It will be a hospital, but they will not say who or how or what's going
yeah.
on. They just,
The school committee met this week and held an appearance with Miss Lisa Iglioloro from HR to give an update. Mr. Luff gave his superintendent goals for 2024-2025, which the committee will evaluate. After some discussion, the committee motioned to vote on the completed goals by March 30th. Fine Arts Director Jeffrey Kerr presented the Students Television Network's field trip request, also known as STN, which was approved by the committee. After months of discussion on the elementary school study, the committee came to a decision to vote for scenario number 1, which will result in 6 K-4 buildings. Joan Giblin motioned to discuss the timeline for the start of redistricting to no earlier than fall of 2026. This was approved by the committee. The next school committee meeting will be Wednesday, November 13th. There's only one place in Norwood where you can get your car washed, fill up the tank, get your car inspected, and grab a fresh-made snack. On this week's Living Local, we're going down to Route 1 to visit Rojo's.
Serving the town of Norwood since the late 60s, Rojo's has grown from a small car wash to an automotive one-stop shop.
So Rojo's is a business that serves automotive needs of all kinds. We recently ventured into the food business as well, having a store here with a chef, having made to order food and a high quality grab and go. Kind of got the idea from stopping at rest stops in Maine when you would pull over and you would get high quality food at a gas station, which is kind of new to Massachusetts. But other than that, all automotive needs, just trying to detail cars, wash cars, fuel cars, anything we could think of that would serve automotive other than mechanical items and getting car repairs done. My father, growing up, came from nothing and really just worked his butt off to get where he was. And he always taught me that when all else fails, try again. He invested in the farmland in Norwood and bought a little piece of property on Route 1, which is currently the old Fiat store. And he put a little small, what they called the whirly wash back then, and that's how it started. And he just felt that there was a need to wash cars. People liked their cars. At that point, most car washing was done at home in your driveway, but he saw the need that it would be a service-based business in the future. It just goes to show you that in life, when you think you hit rock bottom, try again, and eventually you'll succeed. Persistence does pay off.
And paid off it did. Rojo's has grown to 4 locations in recent years, with 2 locations in Norwood on Route 1 and Dean Street, as well as a new state-of-the-art car wash in Walpole and Wareham.
We put a conveyor belt versus an old school metal track. Customers enjoyed that experience. And then we opened one up recently in 2024 in Wareham down the Cape to expand our reach. That's one growth we've had, but the other growth is that society is shifting from at-home car washing. At-home car washing, you would drive in the 70s around on a Saturday, and many people would be washing their car in their driveway. Due to 2 main reasons, that's slowed down dramatically. One is people are busier these days and they pay for services more than they used to. And number 2 is the environmental effects. When you wash your car in your driveway, all of that water, that dirty water, goes into the storm drain system, where when a car wash, it goes through the proper treatment and gets pumped out, or goes through a gas oil separator and gets cleaned before it enters anything.
Rojo's has been part of the Norwood business community for over 50 years, and Shelby is grateful.
Norwood's great. I love Norwood. Born and raised. My grandmother was born here. My grandfather was born here. My mother was born here. And I was born here. I love Norwood, right? But I will say they're also business friendly. Norwood's done a really good job of keeping their Route 1 corridor full, vibrant, and effective. By effective, I mean it gives a great tax base to the town to keep residential rates low. So doing business in Norwood's been great, from town hall to the building department to the manager's office. Everyone is very, very business friendly in the right areas. I mean, I've talked with multiple people in town hall, like I mentioned before, the planning, everything, and they've been really, really open-minded and, you know, responsive on ideas.
Shelby teamed up with a big name in Norwood business, Ernie Bach Jr. The two came together to give back to the community by giving away free gas not once, but twice in 2022.
Ernie called me and said he wanted to do something great for the community. And, you know, you never know what that means with Ernie, because Ernie has these big ideas, and I don't think we're at the level of Ernie idea-wise, but he's like, I want to give away free gas. And my thought was like, that's gonna cost mayhem. How do we do it, right? And I go, do you know how much that costs? And he's like, yeah, we'll cap it and we'll do a generous donation to give back to the community. So I'm like, I'm all in. We'll figure it out. Ernie bought all the gas for these people, which was such a nice thing. And then we provided food giveaways, extra staff on site. We gave a ton of food to people just so they could, while they're in line sitting there, they got something to do. And who doesn't like a free snack, right? I had one lady tell me that she couldn't pay her rent that month, and it was a choice between food or gas that week before her paycheck came. And she was gonna choose food, but then couldn't have gas for work. And this one tank of gas, call it $60, changed the trajectory of her week, month, year. That's amazing. So due to Ernie's generosity and the outlet here at Rojo, we were able to help a lot of people. And that was only one story. There was multiple more, but that one I won't forget.
Shelby is always looking for ways to improve customer experience.
So the future plans of Rojo, we're gonna keep trying to grow the business, trying to better our technology. We've had some technology challenges in the past where items we try to work on to get better, there's no technology solution out there. I speak to some of my customers and they go, why can't you get this right? And I'm like, honestly, I have such animosity towards some of my technology providers because we don't build our own technology. These are large mega corporations that build technology. We just buy the technology that's provided to us. And we try to buy the best technology on the market. So with technology, my number one thing is reliability. Functions, being able to have cool add-ons. If it's not reliable, I don't want it. And in our industry, it started as a mom and pop industry. So technology is just starting to it's pretty much at its infancy right now in the car wash business. And we're gonna see it get better and better. But my growth will be through technology and implementing better technology on site, and also through growing the site count and growing the business, and doing that through hiring great people and taking care of our people here, because our people are the backbone of our company. It's not Rojo, it's really the employees of Rojo that are the backbone of Rojo.
Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.